Welcome to the Knights of the Turntable. This is episode 37, and with me I have Richard Bailey.
What's up, listeners and viewers?
I've got Joe Hova. He's waving, just so y'all, if y'all. and I got the homie.
What's going on?
All right, let's go ahead and jump right into things, guys, because it's actually been a while since we did the last episode because of schedule issues. Shout out to my job, though. What have y'all been listening to as of late? We'll start with you, B. Will.
Actually, just took a trip home to Birmingham to holler at my folks and whatnot, and played Surf. The first thing I played was Surf. Then I played Dirty Sprite. Then I played that Action Bronson. And I played Surf like 3 times through, man. Like, I love that album. I really got back into it. In the car, everybody knows in the car it's just a completely different experience, man. Headphones is one thing. In the car is another thing. Loved it in the car. Loved it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's me.
The word. I have Surf on rotation as far as my commute goes because, like, I can play it from beginning to end before I get to work. But, Richard Bailey.
Oh, so I decided to take a different approach to what I was listening to this week. I decided to go back into Tyler, the Creator's catalog, and I've been listening to Goblin.
Word.
And Wolf. And, you know, I only heard the singles off of those albums. I never listened to the other songs on there, but, hey, some good stuff. Yeah, I hear him talk about all types of different subject matters, like his relationship with his, deadbeat dad, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
All of it is good material, though, so, enjoy that. But that's pretty much all I've been listening to, because I just been deep into listening to all of this stuff.
Word. I'm gonna give y'all my rundown. I'm gonna let Joe go last, but I'm going through my recent activity. I was listening to Schoolboy Q's Habits and Contradictions. Listening to Living Legends Gunplay, which we did the first impression for. That should also be on the site by the time this goes up. Surf, of course. I listened to Sergio Mendes' Timeless record, which was dope. And Pusha T's My Name Is My Name, so I can be disappointed in the second half of that album again. All right, so, and this is the last thing I listened to. So I had talked to Michael A. On PlayStation Network about Black Eyed Peas, right? And I enjoy Monkey Business and Elephant, which are the first 2 albums when they had Fergie on there consistently. Right. And I hate every single thing that's come out after that, right? Mm-hmm. I never listened to the 2 albums they had before that. Matter of fact, I didn't know it was 2. I thought they just had 1. And it's called Behind the Front and Bridging the Gap. And I was and he loves those and hates everything that came after. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna listen to him. He told me not to because I'm going he was like, your feelings gonna be hurt, you're gonna be mad about everything that they did afterwards. But I'm not as hip hop elitist as Mike when it comes to stuff like that. So I still love Elephant and Monkey Business. But I'll be damned if the Black Eyed Peas didn't have 2 classic albums out way back then.
Man, don't just be throwing around the phrase classic albums, man.
Oh, serious. Like, y'all need to listen to those. It's
this is a ruse. This is a ruse to try to get us to listen to Black Eyed Peas. That ain't happening.
No, I'm so serious. Okay, I'll say one of them is and keep in mind, these are my first impressions, but one of them gives me the classic feel, like, off jump. The other one is just a really good listen. Might not be a classic, but, like, the production on here and stuff. These 2 albums, did anybody else in this show listen to them before?
Nope.
Hell no.
Okay. First off, the sound that they have is De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest sound. Like, it's nothing like what they have right now. And I didn't expect that from it. Like, the first song on one of them, and I don't know if this is the first or second one, is a Primo beat. And I'm like, where did this come from? But, like, legitimately, the Black Eyed Peas were fly as shit, and they completely changed their style in every way. And boy, did they get it. My goodness. But, yeah, that's the highlights of what I've been listening to. But y'all seriously going to listen to these albums. I kid you not. But, Joe.
Not with Dirty Sprite 2 out. That ain't happening. Nope. That's not happening.
Well, so that's definitely at the forefront of your list.
Of course, Dirty Sprite 2, that's like my favorite project out right now. Gunplay's Living Legend, I loved it. I listened to most of Migos' album, Young Rich Nation. I still have no clue how I feel about it yet. I need to listen to it again. I was bumping some Jeezy, The Recession, at the gym the other day. And I started working on this playlist because I want to start curating playlists. So I'm making a Nas playlist in honor of his birthday coming up in September.
Oh.
So I've been listening to some Nas. I've been listening to a lot of Nas. My girlfriend likes Nas too, so we were letting this playlist go like when I was down there this week, and it's pretty fly. It's pretty dope so far. So I'm proud to be working on that.
All right. How often you gonna do these playlists?
So far, I've written down about 20 artists that I can do it for.
Damn.
Yeah.
So is it always gonna be like artist driven?
It's always gonna be like specific, like for like an artist's birthday or like with Pimp C's death. I want to do a Pimp C like anniversary like because his just so happens to be on Jay-Z's birthday too. So so yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
cool. Yeah, we'll talk about that. What did you want to say, Rich?
I just had a real quick comment. So I noticed you said Nas's birthday is in September.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible that's when he's going to drop his next album?
Ooh.
Maybe.
He said summertime, you know.
He's running out of time.
Yeah, he is.
Well, hey, Cruel Summer dropped a week before fall. Just remember that.
And we were supposed to get a Frank Ocean album too. That ain't happened.
Uh-oh.
Oop.
Nope. But let's go ahead and jump into the main topics. We're going to start off with the music video for Kendrick Lamar's For Free Interlude.
This dick ain't free.
Word. And I just listened to that and watched it for the very first time right before the show, but I'm going to let everybody else go ahead and jump into it. I know Richard Bailey has a lot to say about it. Go ahead, good sir.
Oh no! Hey, listen. I thought it was awesome. A nice little fun treat. You know, you get to see Kendrick playful, not really, you know, serious like some of these other videos he had. He was playful in these videos too, but still a little serious. So this is just him coming out of the closet, just having fun. I thought it was good. Thought the model in it was not bad to look at either. But yeah, just funny Kendrick, playful. I thought it was cool.
Word, be Will.
I thought it was. I ain't see it. I'm doing shit. I ain't even watch the video.
Well, damn, Joe.
You know, like Rich said, it's a nice change of pace. Like Kendrick, you know, few videos he's put out, they've all been kind of like serious stuff, and this was a chance to show off his personality. I thought it was hilarious. Like even just the end part where there's all those Kendricks, and then she walks out and they're all like turn and look at her. That was amazing.
I love like the whole which was most of the video, him chasing her down, basically. And like Rich told me, he was like, you're gonna be laughing your ass off when you watch this video, and I'm like, what is he talking about? And then when she finished talking on the phone, he like got his face on the screen.
Is it?
I was like, what the? I was like, what is this? What is going on? And it just had that vibe throughout the whole video, so it was dope. Like y'all said, to kind of have a Kendrick that let loose and have a more enjoyable video, because I mean, it still had some, you know, kind of social, political elements to it that you can grab from it.
I mean, that entire song is like filled of just like social undertones. But like to have it with this fun on top of it to get the message across, I mean, he did the right thing.
Yeah. I know a lot of people are gonna go really deep into analyzing it, especially because when she's down in the basement or whatever, and he's Uncle Sam, and like those flashing scenes. I know a lot of people are gonna start breaking those down or whatever, because I didn't get to see a lot of it. But that's gonna be interesting. And Be Will, you definitely need to watch the video, man, because I know you probably like, what the hell are these dudes talking about?
Yeah, absolutely.
Kendrick goofing. goofing off. But let's go ahead. Speaking of a West Coast artist, let's talk about this Compton soundtrack. Like, we knew that there was going to be a soundtrack for the movie. We knew this was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think everyone expected it to basically be Dr. Dre's next big album.
And here's the thing. Detox is scrapped officially, even though we've been knowing this the last 7 years. Like when the songs, when the songs with Nas and T.I. didn't come out, like those were technically singles, and there was like no album after that, we knew it was finished.
Yeah, and it's likely that we have heard Detox. And what I mean by that is the individual songs that he had for it. Of course, we got the ones that leaked, and you know, like the reference tracks and stuff. But he's probably just let people put them on their projects at this point, and it just kept happening and happening. And he wasn't happy with the final product when he tried to put it all together. It was just like, "F it, we're done." And some of those he probably saved for this this Compton soundtrack too. Once, because you know it probably took a year for this to get done. So he's had this amount of time to get this, you know, situated. Probably pull some old tracks that he was gonna put on the Detox, and then get some new tracks done. But looking at this track list, there's a couple people I want to shout out on that for sure. But let's go ahead and start with Joe Hover. What are you most impressed by on the track list, and what are you missing the most as well?
Let me see. I kind of glanced over it at first. BJ the Chicago Kid. I think that song is gonna sound freaking amazing. Of course, Kendrick on Dre production. That's really cool, and it's cool to have Dre and Snoop again. So I think I think those are like the standout ones for me. Those are going to be the ones that I'm like, okay, let me play these first.
Right. What are you missing the most?
There's no TDE outside of Kendrick.
Yep.
Like, I wish that there was a TDE posse. I feel like there needs to be a TDE posse cut on there, and maybe Dom Kennedy on one song. Like that would have been cool.
Dope. That would have been pretty dope. I'll save mine for last. Richard Baby.
Oh man, you put me on the spot quickly. Okay, so of course I like that Kendrick is on there. Marsha Ambrose. Hey, that's pretty good R&B singer right there. I was surprised to see Exhibit on here. I didn't know he still made music. That's interesting.
That's one of them
vaults for one.
That's one of them favors.
And of course, you know, Ice Cube and Snoop. Always good to see them on there. Jill Scott as well. Didn't expect to see that on there. And then Eminem. So overall, I think it'll be good. I have heard of BJ, the Chicago Kid. I have not listened to any of his stuff, but I will listen to it, and I will give my thoughts on that, since you said it was going to be fire, Joe. So if not, then I'm going to put you under fire.
Man, look here. You need to listen to everything. You need to listen to every single thing he done put out.
The Map Project, Now Laters.
Yes, both of those. Absolute fire, sir. Everything he does is dope. Be Will.
Man, just looking at the list, it seems about what you'd expect from what's left of Dre's camp. You know what I'm saying? You know, it hurts my feelings that Nate Dogg won't be on here because, you know, God bless him, he's not around no more. But man, like I just listened to the Chronic 2001, like probably about a month, maybe 2 months ago in the car. And Nate Dogg, man, he just did something with a beat. It could be a regular ass beat before Nate Dogg's on it, but Nate Dogg just turns it into a song in a way that nobody else really has quite done vocally. And that's gonna be missing because it makes me think of 2001, and now I'm looking at this like, man, like Nate Dogg's really not gonna be on here. But I can pretty much get with everything y'all said. Looking forward to the names we know, and even some of the names I don't know, because I do, for the most part, trust Dre's scout of talent. So I'm looking forward to it. Dre, he always knows how to put music together. So for that reason, I haven't heard any music from him. At least I don't think I have specifically in about 10 years. But I'm always gonna give Dre the benefit of the doubt. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
Is
he can definitely put some
anybody
people together.
not excited to hear an Eminem verse on this album?
Uh-oh.
I am not excited,
I am.
but I hope because it's a Dre collaboration that
That's
we
why.
get some ridiculously dope Eminem out of this.
Exactly.
I don't think, and that's the thing, I don't think we're going to, because look at the song title. It's called Medicine Man. And think about the last two projects that Dre like really, really worked with M on. It was Relapse and Recovery.
But look at where this. All right, look at the sequencing though. Look where he put that on the album. I don't think he'd have that leading it to the end without it being something really dope.
I don't know, man. I'm just not here for 2015 Eminem.
Oh.
Not many are at this point. I'm not even gonna front.
No, I'm not either. But I still think he can do it in short doses. In small doses, he can do what we love that Eminem did, and I'm hoping that this is one of the places he does it.
Yeah.
Hopefully so.
We'll see this Friday.
Absolutely, or sooner, maybe, hopefully. But I'll say that as far as the track list goes, not surprised by the Kendrick stuff. As a matter of fact, I can imagine Dr. Dre, like after they did songs, he probably was like, you want to be on this one too?
There's probably a full
You wanna be on
album
this one?
worth material between Dre and Kendrick.
I know. If I were Dr. Dre, I'd be like, you want to be on this one too? You can just drop a couple bars on this one too, please. But I think those songs are gonna be great. I am very, very excited that two freshmen, you can say, in hip hop are getting big looks on this album, and that's King Mez and John Connor. I think King Mez is from North Carolina, and John Connor is from Michigan. Yeah, he's from Detroit.
Yeah, he's in that area.
Yeah, both of these artists I rock with heavy. They are so ill. Like John Connor, when he did like his freshman, I can't remember what year he did stuff, but he destroyed it. It was like no competition. And King Mez, he wasn't one of the freshmen, but I've heard the projects that he's been putting out, and dude is legit. So this is a really, really great look for them. I saw a lot of people shouting out King Mez on Twitter, and they didn't even mention John Connor because like you don't know John Connor just yet, which is so backwards considering he was a double XL freshman. But I guess that's a testament to how incredible that is now.
I think a lot of people have the same mindset as I do about John Connor. Like I don't feel like there's anything special about him.
Really?
Yeah, like I've listened to his music before, and it didn't give me like any reason to keep listening. So
keep listening. Have you listened to King Mez yet?
I've listened to King Mez. He's cool. I can dig his stuff.
Word. Either one of you two familiar with either of those artists? Be Will, Rich?
I am not, so this will be probably my first introduction because, I haven't heard him.
Well, actually, I'll shoot you the King Mez tape after the show because I do want you to give that a listen, and I think you'll enjoy it. Rich, I'll send that to you as well. You might listen to it by like next year or something.
No, I'll check it out. This
Word up. But I'm right there with Joe as far as disappointments with TDE, but for the sake of adding to the conversation, also, and we may have them on the production side, but I would have liked a Terrace Martin feature on there. As a matter of fact, I would have liked him probably over a lot of the other songs. Like all around. I think that would have been dope. Either have him singing, have him rapping, do a song with Dom Kennedy on there, or something like that. But he might be on the production side because the dude is just talented all the way around. But that's the end of the Compton topic. Let's go ahead and move into the projects that we have heard for 2015 because we're all of one accord saying that 2015 has been very solid as far as hip-hop goes, correct?
Yeah.
All right. First off, I want to hear what everybody has, like some top songs that y'all have heard this year. Like, just give me like a top 3 or just a couple that y'all have heard this year that stand out that are constantly in your rotation. And I'll start it off myself so I can give y'all some time to ponder that. One of mine, a lot of people listening to the show may not have heard. There's actually a couple people on the show that probably haven't heard it either. But Tokyo's song Reflection off his Dot Wave Theory is fire as hell to me. Warm Enough off of Surf is one of my favorites as well. And I love Windows as well, and it fluctuates between those two as far as what my favorites are, but I don't want to take two off the same project. So Warm Enough, Reflection, and then I'll say Kendrick song. Wow, I'm drawing a blank on it right now. The one that flips is 2 beats on there, and it's the one about depression. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
You?
Yes,
You.
that one. That is my other song for the year, just because of I can relate to what he's saying. It's ridiculous how much feeling he put into that performance with that song, and it just hit home. It was super dope. So those are my 3: Reflection, Warm Enough, and You. Joe, you ready?
Yeah, I think I can give you 3.
Shoot.
Future with Trap word I'm not allowed to say. That song gets me so hype every time I hear it. Like, it's so good. Like, I don't know why. And then I just had it. It was Big Sean and Kanye with All Your Fault. The main reason for that song is because of the beat. The beat is, I still think it's the best beat I've heard all year.
You said when we did the first impression that it was the best that you had heard all year.
Yeah. And I gotta go with Kendrick's You, because that song, when the first time I heard it, it brought me to tears. Like, I just feel like the pain of that song just kind of like seeped through, and like, you know, I could feel it. And that's, you know, it's just like, lyrically, like he's telling this story in a hotel room, and it's sad. It's so fucking sad.
Yeah. It's powerful though, man. And I think they're doing a video for that one. Like, the rumor was that was going to be the next one.
I hope they do.
Yeah, I think that'd be something else, especially to follow up the for free interlude.
Yeah. And I think that's about it. I think those.
Yeah, because you did. Yeah, got you. Be Will.
I can't go 3. I can go 2 that really just stood up above the rest to me. One of them is Mortal Man off the Kendrick. That was one of the few songs off the album where I felt like he wasn't being metaphorical, or it wasn't.
That's true.
Yeah, like
that's true.
The whole concept of when shit hit the fan, is you still a fan? Like, it was so super simple.
It was simple and straightforward, and I felt like that's what it needed. That's what that album needed more of than all the running metaphors. That was great for us who we think in all these layers, and we're willing to peel them back, you know what I'm saying, to get to the meaning. You know, just like we just talked about, You has this layer of depression, but I feel like a lot of people, if you aren't used to listening to get content, then you're not going to do it. And I wanted that album to really hit more people than it hit, because a lot of people just dismissed it because it wasn't, you know, Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe, because it wasn't Money Trees, but it still needs to be listened to, because he did some good work on that. But Mortal Man was the one, like, that stuck with me, that hit me like I felt like it needed to hit, and I really appreciate that one. The other one is Sunday Candy off of Surf
Man,
Album.
you know what? Word to that.
I hear that song like I just saw my grandma today. And then I was riding, we were leaving my grandma's house. I'm listening to Sunday Candy. It just make me think about my grandma all over again, man. Not all the same stuff, because I ain't see my grandma at church, but it's just like it makes me think about my grandma. I have warm, fuzzy feelings about my grandma. There aren't too many songs that automatically just give me warm, fuzzy feelings like that. And that's one of them, so I love that song.
Yeah, word to that, word to that. Richard Bailey, press his on.
This is going to be very difficult to get specific songs. Let me go with a few easy ones. Smuckers off Tyler's album, because Kanye and Lil Wayne both showed up on that song, and I was quite surprised.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was a nice little treat. Kanye's album, I meant to say Kendrick's album. Man, there's so many songs on there I like. That's a hard one. I would say Mama, only because I like that beat. And that beat, for some reason, every time I replay that song over again, that beat is always good. But, see, I don't know. I got to say the whole album is great. So that's a little difficult. Same thing with Snoop Dogg's album, because that whole album was awesome too, with the exception of that one song. We already
God.
Yes. Yes.
I still need to go back and listen to that.
Hell with that song. I like So Many Pros more than Peaches and Cream, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that was one song I enjoyed. Well, yeah, that is almost three. The Kendrick one is hard to choose. I would have to say it's a toss-up. I do like You. I do like Mortal Man. It's hard to choose just one song off of there and say, yeah, that was the most memorable.
Hey, that's understandable. We've had the discussions talking about how that like it's hard to pick a favorite off of there because of how it flows and everything. So, that's respectable for sure. And Mama, I got a new appreciation for Mama because I didn't understand that he was talking about his visit to Africa. I found that I read that in an interview. And once I read that part out of the interview and I listened to the song again, it made so much sense. And what sparked him writing that song was the kid that he saw. Because remember, he mentioned little black kid while he was there. That was a real thing. That actually happened while he was there. So, yeah, that puts so much in perspective, man.
See,
there's
wonderful,
probably
man.
so many layers from that project that we got to pull back still.
Yeah.
Just like Lupe projects, man.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Speaking.
Don't be trying to give him all this credit. Don't do it. No. Don't do it.
Speaking of Lupe, man, he teased that EP and it ain't dropped yet. But so there's a next branch to this topic. But before we go into it, I want to do something that I forgot to do at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
There's a little bonus question that I'd like to ask y'all that we're going to round out the whole show with. And here it goes. If you are trapped on an island and you can only listen to music from one label ever again, past and present, what label would that be? Now, y'all get to think about that up until we get to the end of the show, and I'll come back around and find out what your answers are. So, y'all think on that. You got time, man. But going off the best songs of 2015 so far, me personally, I feel like if we were to take it into a top 5, one of the particular songs that would be in there is Play No Games from Big Sean, which is one of my favorite songs of the year so far. It got Chris Brown on it, but, we all make mistakes. I can deal with it. and I'm not saying that we all make mistakes and he makes mistakes. I make mistakes by listening to Chris Brown. But let's go ahead and move on.
It's okay. Ty Dolla $ign makes up for it.
Oh my goodness, he does. Why not have
ambassador Ty Dolla $ign?
Why don't you have Ty Dolla $ign do the whole song, like the whole thing? It's ridiculous. All right, but it made me think. Play No Games is an incredible song. The Kanye song is incredible. The music video for Play No Games, Blessings, is ridiculous. I heard that in the club.
The Paradise extended version.
Yeah, like all these songs are really top tier, and it made me think. Out of all the projects that we've heard this year in 2015, with it being so incredible, is Dark Sky Paradise one of the top 5? Obviously, me personally, I'm going to put it in that top 5. I've heard a lot of great things this year, but I do keep going back to Big Sean's album, and it stays in the rotation for the most part. So, Joe, what do you think about that?
I think it is. Like, when that's the thing, like when we've had this debate before about like is Kendrick's album the best one to come out, and I said no, it's Big Sean's album was better at the time, and I still, as much as I love To Pimp a Butterfly, I still think that Big Sean's album is better overall. So but I mean they're both in my top 5 for this year.
That's crazy. They ranking over Kendrick's album. That's big, but I mean for accessibility to an extent and like the production, I can definitely understand it for sure. What about you, B. Will?
I mean, I gotta say the same thing, mostly because the accessibility, and I think we talked about it when we talked about To Pimp a Butterfly. Is that I think it's necessary. I can't say it's necessary. It's definitely not necessary. You're the artist. You pick, how you want your music to be received by people, and he put a few layers between the average person and the music with To Pimp a Butterfly, and that's not a gripe. That just closes it off from some people. But the production on Big Sean's album was out. It was the most. I'm gonna put it neck and neck with Surf for the best produced album, and that's just because musicianship is something that we don't even get a whole lot of anyway. So for that to be the key component of Surf, I mean, and the production was great anyway. But yeah, that's a Big Sean album. That was the best, just straight up hip hop produced album I've heard in a minute.
And you know what's crazy about Big Sean's album is that's basically his 808s. And I'm not saying it's not all like heartbreak songs and shit, but he broke up with that girl like right when he was recording this, or like right before he was recording this, and then put this album out. This is his 808s.
Yeah.
That's true.
He need to break up with her again in like a year and a half. And
well, shit, him and Ariana broke up, so we might get another fire ass album.
He wasn't feeling her for real.
That's true.
That album be great.
Richard Bailey.
Yeah, repeat that question because it got lost in the shuffle.
Is Big Sean's Dark Sky Paradise top 5 for 2015 so far?
Oh, that was the question. Well, let me see. Maybe it will be considered top 5 by many. I personally, I'm not a Big Sean fan, so obviously I'm gonna say, well, I don't know. Maybe there's someone else that deserves that honor more than him. But we'll say for now, sure, we'll give him props. Just so long as Future is not in the top 5. Then
Future is definitely in my top 5.
Oh shit!
There, let's make that clear.
Future dropped 2 dope ass Future dropped 4 dope ass projects in the last 10 months. He's definitely in my top 5.
Yeah.
No comment.
Joe holding it down for all the trap music fans.
Yep. Got to represent.
Fifth. What is your top project period? Is it still Tyler the Creator, Rich?
Oh, for 2015?
Yeah.
You know what? Listen, that's pretty difficult. I would say it's a 3-way tie right now. Tyler, Kendrick, and Snoop, because that Snoop album was solid, with the exception of, you already know. I'm not gonna say it because it doesn't deserve to be said. But yeah, I mean, Big Sean could probably be on there, but I want to wait to see what else comes out this year before I bestow him the honor to enter my list.
Do you got that Joey Badass on there?
Damn, I knew there was somebody I forgot. Yes, that has to be on there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I gotta listen to some more of that. That definitely deserves to be on the list.
I think that Snoop should definitely be in the top 5.
I think that Snoop album is probably going to get nominated for a Grammy. I don't know if it's going to win, but it should get nominated for something. But we'll see.
It's not really a rap album though. That kind of keeps it from being a rap top 5 for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a soul funk. You know what I'm saying?
It's everything but a rap album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It embodies everything of hip hop except for rap.
Word. Yeah, the Grammys are gonna be very, very interesting.
Yeah, but the Grammys don't count unless Codeine Crazy wins something.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm afraid they will not count. You gotta be ready for that, Joe.
All right, so now that we are done with the Big Sean topic, and also everybody watching the show, please let us know what you think down in the comment section about everything that we've talked to. Let us know what you think of the Compton track list. Let us know what you think of Big Sean, the top 3 songs that you have for this year so far. And if you checked out the Kendrick video, be sure to hit us up on that. But now that we are at the end of the main topics, let's go ahead into the secret question and hear what everybody has for their answers. What is your favorite label that you will have to listen to for the rest of your life on this island with Tom Hanks? Be Will, you first.
Well, I had to do a little research real quick, and since you did not specify whether this was a record label, it's a record label, Universal Music Group.
Man, come on now.
No, come on, man. Come on.
B Will cheating.
They distribute like 5 of the greatest rap labels ever. So, that is cheating, man. I ain't gonna do that. I gotta say Def Jam, just because you got the classics, of course, the beginnings, but you get Jay's entire catalog when he was good. You get Kanye's catalog, and he's got at least one classic in there. I'd say 2, but at least one. And you get some of that, even though they weren't legendary artists, when The Rock was at its prime, its collaborative prime, somewhere between 98 and 2003, you get that vibe, that Click Crew vibe that they had. That was one of the best executions of that I've ever heard. And it made their music just great at that time. So I gotta say Def Jam.
That was a hard one to top. I can't even lie. How about you, Joe?
B Will spoke for me, but on a lighter scale, it's The Rock. Just because, and to go even further into it, if you listen to Rockefeller's catalog, you get all of Jay's, you get Kanye's stuff, you get Siegel, you get Freeway, whose first album is pretty much a classic.
Yeah.
Don't you get like one Nas album?
No.
Def Jam? Yeah, because it's
With Def Jam, but I'm going Rockefeller.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you're going Rock. My bad.
Yeah, so I took it one step lower. You get Dipset. You get the greatest double disc album ever with Diplomatic Immunity. Like, you get so many great songs with Rockefeller. And like B. Will said, the vibe, just that vibe from like 98, 99 to about 2003, like, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Like, that's my favorite era of music right there.
Got it. Richard Bailey.
Well, it's very difficult to top any of those. Let me just say this right now. Very difficult because the artist that I like, it was been on multiple labels, so therefore, I would have to determine, well, what do I want to hear, the classic stuff or the newer stuff? Well, here's the thing. Columbia Records, when Nas was on Columbia Records, I would say Columbia Records. Now he is on Def Jam, so I'm not really sure if I want to hear everybody else that's on Def Jam. So I mean, if I have to listen to some old stuff, I'll take it back to Interscope, Bad Boy, Biggie. That's the type of stuff that I would prefer to hear if I really didn't have any other options. Classic Biggie, because really that's really all that I like. Some of the other artists were okay on that label, but no Jay-Z though. I'm good with Jay-Z. Let him stay in his lane and do his own thing.
Come on, Rich. You gonna deny Hov in his prime? Hov in his prime was tough, man.
I got respect for Hov, but he took so many blows to the head in his little exchange with
Nasir.
So that was it.
Oh, you talking about the elevator?
yeah. He lost some respect points for me for that altercation. So yeah, that's. We'll see.
He didn't choke slam us, so you don't listen to his music no more.
Yeah, well, he couldn't do that. That would cause issues.
Well, with me, I actually kept it level playing field. I didn't start thinking about it until now, so I didn't like think about this all day. So there are a lot of labels that I really love. Like there's Rhyme Sayers, there's Strange Music, there's some people off of Atlantic, but that'd be cheating with all the stuff that they covered. Freaking crap! I just drew a blank. I thought about it earlier because one of y'all mentioned somebody, but I'll come back to it. But B. Will, honestly, you made a good point. And when you think about all these labels, I'm sitting here thinking about all the people that I have to cut out when I think about stuff.
Right.
And Def Jam probably has the largest collection of artists that I enjoy in one place for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say, having the Kanye albums in there sweetens the deal.
That was a deal breaker. Yep.
Because College Dropout and Late Registration, I would say he has 2 classics at least.
Yeah.
two classics because those two are phenomenal in it. And like when they came out, technically I kind of grew up off of those. You know what I'm saying? And they were a transition into a style of music that I'm really, really into now as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he always talks about how he opened up the lane, you know, for backpack rappers and stuff. He legitimately did, not only from them to mainstream, but them to like my household as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was a Lupe fan then. And before Lupe blew up, and I got to see Kanye open up the door for Lupe and open up the door for Consequence and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's really hard. I couldn't pick the label that Lupe is under because I can't think of anybody else that I care for.
T.I.?
Hey, look, y'all laughing, but King, Urban Legend, trap music, and
Trap music's a classic, man.
Yeah, like I love those projects, but can I just go over there? What was Outkast under?
LaFace?
Yeah.
Scope?
No, they weren't. What was LaFace under then?
Well, I'm pretty sure LaFace was Atlantic.
I think they were Atlantic.
I'm gonna go Def Jam, but I guess with Outkast being over there, because you have Outkast and Lupe Fiasco, that's ridiculous. So that'd be close second for me. But
Okay.
I gotta go Def Jam first off, for sure. But Rich, what technically is your final answer?
LaFace was under Sony.
Oh, then no, never mind. I ain't going Interscope Atlantic because I still have to deal with lasers. But go ahead.
Yeah. What did I say? Interscope?
And is that really gonna be your final answer?
What? Yeah. What the label that Bad Boy was under?
Was Bad Boy under Interscope? Bad Boy.
I thought they were under Interscope. Yeah.
I know Aftermath was and all M stuff was, but
isn't that copping out like picking Universal Music Group?
Oh yeah, I guess that would be. It would be.
Yeah, Bad Boy's under Universal and distributed by Interscope.
All right, we'll count it.
Okay.
We'll count Interscope.
Universal.
Because you got to take the good with the bad over there too. So it's all good.
Well, what's the bad besides the what is the other bad to look forward to?
You got some trash Eminem albums.
Okay, there you go. So that'll be good for depression. So yeah, continue.
You got a whole bunch of albums that's been shelved by people that went to Interscope. You got some dead bodies over there.
Oh yeah.
What you got? What? Bobby Creekwater. God dang. I used to know Obi Trice. You got all them just dead bodies.
Oh wow.
Yo,
Wow.
you know what would be my runner-up though is TVT Records.
What's that?
What?
TVT was the label that Lil Jon was under when Kings of Crunk came out.
That's right.
Yin Yang Twins and Old Pitbull.
That's a good pick. That's a little gem right there.
Yeah, that's definitely the runner-up for me.
Yeah, but who knows how much terrible shit you never heard get released. It's in the mix with that classic shit.
Man, I would take it just for the Kings of Crunk album.
Word. But last statements, gentlemen, starting with you, Joe.
As usual, support your indie artists. Make sure you buy, whatever that they're putting out if you dig it. Jehovah'sMF.com. Check that out for all the indie artists that you need. Of course, you can always check out my writing here at thekoalition.com.
Word up, Richard Bailey.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on the show once again. Everybody definitely keep checking out good music across the board. Stay tuned for I will have a review of Straight Outta Compton next week before the movie comes out because it's an embargo and I cannot publish it sooner than that. So stay tuned for that. But again, look forward to seeing that movie because it is an awesome film. Oh yeah, and one last thing I will say, I would like to give a tribute. We had an unfortunate passing this week. So I would like to give my condolences to Nicki Minaj because her man Meek Mill got murdered. So yeah.
I thought this man was gonna shout out Roddy Piper. Rest in peace, Roddy Piper. This man.
You know what's funny though is like when Rich was done talking, I was getting ready to ask him if he was charged up about that NWA review.
Yeah, that's good. I am.
Charged up.
Charged up.
Back to back.
Hey, but is it a world tour or your girls tour? Like seriously.
That is the question.
That's a good question.
The world wants to know, Meek.
I think the world's heard enough from me. I think he's about it.
Hold up,
Well,
wait
look,
a minute.
here's the thing. You thought I was finished? So we got Drake. Drake did Charged Up, and Meek got buried. Well, he didn't get buried then. He didn't drop a song and got buried on the internet. Him and Funk. Back to back drop, and he got buried in the worst way. And then immortalized because a bunch of corporations start burying him on social media too.
Oh yeah.
This man,
let's not forget that the Undertaker is going to sue him for using the bells in his diss song.
Yes. This man's getting sued by Undertaker. Freaking
wait.
college. Go ahead.
Oh no, but wait, there's one more thing. And this may not be true. But I heard earlier today that Drake is about to drop
his third song.
Repeat. And it's at OVO Fest. His own
I was getting there.
festival.
Look. Whataburger, some college university, multiple freaking corporations sitting there burying Meek Mill. Rosetta Stone. Like, their social media people about to get some raises because, boy, they capitalized like no other. It was beautiful.
Yeah, that was beautiful, man.
But not only did all that happen, but Drake is about to drop a third song, and don't let it be better than Back to Back was. Because, like,
that's amazing, man.
Back to Back wasn't even amazing. It just did all the right things. It was just typical Drake fashion. You know what I'm saying?
Got bodied by a singing dude.
Yeah, he hit him with the 8 Mile. He's like, what you gonna say about me now? Get bodied by a singing nigga. Like, for real. But I don't know. I think Meek Mill's over. And he picked this fight, guys.
You know what? That's my last word. My last word is it's amazing to me how much, because rap started in hoods. Everybody knows hip hop started in hoods, on corners at block parties, and we have kept a certain amount of credibility before everybody. It's reserved for people who come from the hood, from the corner, from the street, and anybody who does, they automatically get this default credibility. Like, all right, you claiming this, unless it's proven otherwise, you're gonna have this. Why are the artists who are supposed to have this credibility, this intensity, this gangster essence, are so sensitive? Meek Mills is so sensitive, dog. This is a man who was like, hey man, he ain't really tweet about my album. I'm gonna get on Twitter and try to air this nigga out. Like, do you not understand that you are garbage? He barely got fans. Like, this Nicki thing must have really got him feeling the so adjacent to the love and the admiration that don't can get away with something like this.
Yo.
Is that what that was?
And
you feel so adjacent.
And you want to know the funny thing? You want to know the funny thing? Meek ain't tweet Gunplay's album.
Is Gunplay on this label?
Yeah, MMG.
He's MMG.
Look at that.
Meek hasn't tweeted in 4 days. 4 days. And you know what 4 days ago was? When Back to Back dropped.
It's over, man.
You know what?
It's over.
I'm gonna tweet. I'm tweeting Meek Mill right now.
Somebody already did about the Gunplay album.
Dang it! I was gonna do it.
And that's what's amazing to me is that we talked about it last time. Shutting the fuck up is always an option. If you think about it, all right, man.
It's the best option.
It's the best. He could have never said anything. He said, "And don't compare me to Drake," was the beginning of the end. That tweet right there was the beginning. That was one really, really bad decision. Because once you start it, you can't look soft and weak. You can't retract it. You can't back off of it. You got to finish the statement right. Finish a little statement out. Start some shit where you had no leverage. He thought Quentin Miller was it. He thought that was the silver bullet to bring down Drake. No, it didn't go like he planned it.
And also, your own label manager, by mistake, tweeted out that your competition is better than you.
Yo. Oh my God. Yo.
And now Drake looked like a prophet because he was like, when she tells you whip it off his friends, whatever that line was, and they they was tweeting like she already broke up with. I was like, God damn, this nigga look like a genius now. Drake look like a genius. A genius. It's amazing, man. Meek Mill said nothing.
Why would you pick a fight with a person that's that close to the chick that you're with anyway?
Oh, I have no idea.
That's a bad decision. That is a terrible decision.
Yo, this is if Chappelle Show was around, this is an episode when Keeping It Real goes wrong.
This is a perfect example.
That is genius.
Fuck that. I keeps it real.
Oh my goodness, that was. We have to go out on that note. That was brilliant. That's legit. Somebody needs to steal that and make that like a YouTube video. But hit the eye annotation in the top right if you're watching this. Donate to the crew on the Koalition if you'd like to support. Check out Jehovah's Mind Frame, of course. Hit thecoalition.com for all the writing and the noteness and the videos and the music and game stuff as well. We appreciate y'all's support. We will see y'all next time on the Nights of the Turntable. Peace out.
Yep.